An Introduction to the Economics of Education, Institute of Education, University of Surgoda, Unit 1, Basic Economic Concept, Chapter 1. Here are the objectives. For student to understand the basic economic problem, for student to be able to make rational economic choices, for student to be able to explain the factors of production. Topics to be discussed: what is economics, basic economic questions, inflation or recession, opportunity cost, three basic questions, four factors of production, micro and macroeconomics. What is economic? Economics is the political science that deals with unemployment, inflation, taxes, business cycles, money, supply, and trade. Economics is the social science that studies money and banking. Economics is the social sciences that examines the interaction of demand and supply. Economics is the social science concerned with the problem of scarcity. Economics is the social science concerned with the problem of scarcity. What is scarcity? Not enough resources to meet demands. Why do you think scarcity is a problem? What else is economics? Economics is the science of decision making. Why economics exist? Economic exists due to scarcity. Scarcity is the fact that you all have unlimited wants, desires, and limited resources to satisfy them. All resources are scarce. Economics, the social science concerned with how individuals and societies decide how to satisfy their unlimited wants given our limited resources. I can't buy a car if I don't have an income. The science of decision making, how to make decisions. The economic problem, scarcity wants, unlimited wants versus limited resources. You can't buy 10 candy bars if the store only has 5 candy bars to sell. Can't buy 3 burgers if you only have enough money for one. What are some things that you want to have? Do you have the resources to purchase them? Need versus wants. What are some of your needs and wants? Scarcity means we must use things efficiently in order to maximize the number of goods and services we can produce. Don't waste. The economic problem, scarcity. We can't have everything we want. Because of this, we need to make choices. What we want, need, versus what we can give up, live without. How does scarcity impact you? Have you ever wanted something you can't afford to buy? You couldn't afford to buy? Did a store ever run out of the item that you wanted? Has anyone ever wanted you to do something that you didn't have time to do? Resources factors of production. One is natural resources, land. Free gift of nature, land, minerals, oils, forest, air, and timber. Capital resources, manufactured aid to production, tools, machines, equipment, factories, things used in producing goods and services and getting them to customers. Human resources, labor, mankind's physical and mental talent. These are the skills people have that are used to produce goods and services. Entrepreneurship, the individual who combines the factors of production in order to produce a good or service. Risk taker, policymaker, and innovator. Would it be possible to start business without one of these factors? If you would create any type of business you wanted, what would it be and what would you need to get started? Opportunity costs. The true cost of choosing one alternative over other. trade off, everything you give up in order to obtain another. Opportunity cost, the most valuable alternative you give up when you choose when you when the choice is made. Given an example of a time when you had to make an economic choice. What was the opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the opportunity lost. Recap, what is the basic economic problem? As consumer, what do we need to weigh when making economic choices? What are the four factors of production? What is economics? How do trade-offs lead to opportunity costs? Let's keep on moving. Economic is the common sense made confusing, so if you are confused, you are likely not alone. If you have any question on the material we just covered, so please stop here and we will bit about type of economics. Macroeconomics, branch of economics that deals with economic theory and the economic decisions of large bodies like government. Theories of economics, countries and their governments, trade between countries. Microeconomics, branch of economics that deals with behavior and decisions of smaller units like individuals and businesses, families, business and communities, domestic economies. Three basic economic question. What to produce? With limited resources, deciding what is needed the most is often a factor in determining what will be produced. What is the need or want of this product? What is the point of making a product that no one is going to buy? Businesses need to make money, so they choose product that people want. How should it be produced? Technology, labor, capital, etc. Getting the lowest cost to make the product. Are we going to make the product from scratch or will a machine be making the product? What will each option cost? Will having new technology allows us to lower our expenses? Whom should it be produced for? Who is going to use this product? Did Apple market the iPod to the large population of elderly people in the US or the youth? Why? Most goods and services are distributed to individuals through a price system. If you want it and can afford to it, you will. Products can also be distributed through other means, force, first come, lottery, majority, etc. Inflation, the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising and subsequently purchasing power is falling. As inflation rises, every dollar will buy a smaller percentage of goods. For example, if the inflation rate is 2%, then a $1 pack of gum will cost you 1.02 in a year. Recession, a significant decline in activity across the economy lasting longer than a few months. It is visible in industrial production, employment, real income, and wholesale retail trade. The technical indicator of a recession is two consecutive quarters of negative economic growth as measured by country's gross domestic product GDP. Recession is normal part of the business cycle. However, one-time crisis event can often trigger the onset of a recession. The global recession of 2008 and 9 brought a great amount of attention to the risky investment strategies used by many large financial institutions, along with the truly global nature of the financial system. As a result of such a widespread global recession, the economies of virtually all the world's developed and developing nations suffered extreme setbacks, and numerous government policies were implemented to help prevent a similar future financial crisis. What is the connection between inflation and recession? In many cases, the causes of recession can be confusing. Can inflation cause worsen a recession? Or does a recession cause worsen inflation? Both a recession does not always have a single cause, but can be caused by many factors. Once a recession begins, its impact is usually felt all over the economy, including inflation. Inflation occurs without a recession, but dramatic change in the value of money can push an unstable economy to a recession. Look at the cause or influences of our recession. Poor business practices start the recession. It was likely on its way already. Inflation, decline in the stock market, increased foreclosure, drop in housing prices. In short, economics is common sense made confusing. We can't have everything that we want, so we have to make choices with our money. Businesses have to make choices with their products. Societies has to make choices about how it should or will function. Chapter review: what is the basic economic question? What are the four factors of production? What are trade off and opportunity cost? What are three basic economic questions? Define macro and microeconomics. What are the inflation and recession? So, this is the chapter. Thank you so much for watching.